today we have a very special guest. You might recognize him from Vikings of Valhalla.
Welcome, Kayode Akinyemi.
That's not what it says on here. Are you calling me a liar, ma'am? She turned off the air supply.
The future king of Norway, huh? Could now buy 2 armies with what you have.
Question us about your time with the Empress, but we saw nothing. If I wanted to cause an uprising, I could. I'm here to speak the truth.
Do you not fear not achieving your goals?
It's not a thing because it's
Wow.
going to happen. But it's something that I can see myself getting up for at 5 a.m. in the morning, and I would have never said that I'd be in a show like Vikings. Ended up getting punched in the mouth. Like, it was forget about coming back to this.
No, you're joking.
Oh, people go through that as actors, and that usually breaks them, or it sets them up for success.
How do you see the industry here evolving?
I think there's a certain type of pressure that brings energy when you're in the room. If you're able to win over the casting director, you'll always have another opportunity.
I'm not going to take a no for an answer.
Now it's a reverse interview.
Yeah, literally.
If it's a film with Denzel, I would take that for free just to watch it back. Literally, just to kind of learn.
Hello and welcome back to Two Tales One Take. Today we have a very special guest. You might recognize him from Vikings of Valhalla. He's also here in Dubai now, shooting the second movie of City of Life, and we're super excited to have him here today.
Welcome, Kayode Akinyemi. It's so good to have you here. We're so excited to dive in and have more conversation with you. How's Dubai treating you so far?
Very good.
Yeah?
Very good, yeah. Enjoying it a lot.
That's nice. Usually, to break the ice and to get more comfortable, we play a little game. Are you up for that?
Just do it.
Yes? Okay, so basically the game is we're going to give you a word,
Okay.
and you have to tell us what that word means to you in one word only.
Okay. Are we talking feelings? Are we talking...
A bit of everything.
Okay, fine.
Yeah?
I feel like I played this game recently.
Ooh, really? Who did you play it with?
A friend from here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It must be a Dubai thing then.
Let's see.
Yeah, I always play it
Okay.
with my friends. Everywhere I go around the world, I'm like, I have a nice game for you.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Dubai.
Luxury.
Okay. London.
Grey.
Great.
Oh.
Oh, that's so true. That's so true. Acting.
Joy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that. Fame.
Indifferent. I don't know, like indifferent.
Okay.
That's the word I'm gonna go
Yeah.
with. Yeah.
So that's good. You're not one of those actors who get into acting because of fame.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I love that.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Fear.
Non-existent.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's non-existent in general or to you?
To me, non-existent.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That I've never heard someone who doesn't have any. Do you not fear, like, not achieving your goals, for example?
Okay. I say non-existent because I tell myself that fear shouldn't exist. Like I don't live in fear. I don't live by fear. I don't let fear govern my decisions or what I do. So that's why I say non-existent. It exists, and fear of not achieving my goals, I guess. No, it's not a thing because it's
Wow.
gonna happen.
Oh, I love that. It's inevitable.
Yeah,
It's
it's inevitable.
I
yeah,
love that.
It's not a matter of whether it will happen or
It's
not. It's
when.
a matter
It's when.
of when.
I mean,
exactly.
very soon seems like.
Yes.
I mean, it depends, yeah. Different
Well,
areas of
to
life.
be honest, like you're probably well, depends which type of goals we're talking about, but some of them you're probably achieving them already with what you're doing.
Yeah.
So congrats with that.
Thanks.
Another one, power.
I can't think of a word to bring into it. Power. Got me there. I don't
Okay,
know. Let's
the
come
next
back,
one.
Let's come
We
back to
could-
that.
yeah, we
can
let's
come
to
back.
that.
Yeah, we could go back.
How does rejection make you feel?
Oh, I guess. I think of rejection. I think of perseverance.
Ah,
So it's like, okay, like rejection comes in all forms, but
yes,
perseverance is what I think about when I think of rejection, because
I love
we
that.
just go again.
I love
I'm
that.
already loving your mentality,
Yeah,
honestly.
literally. That's so good.
Yeah.
We spoke on another episode how much rejection actors always get,
Yeah.
and how funny is when people think actors and models must have the biggest egos ever, and we said that there's probably no one that gets more rejection than
Actors
us.
and models.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think because like, if you apply for like a corporate job, you apply for a job, you might get say 10 interviews in a space of maybe 6 months.
Yeah.
As actors, we might have 10 interviews, 10 auditions, maybe in 3 months or maybe in a few weeks. So we might get rejected 10 times
Yeah.
Exactly.
in a short amount of time. Like I think we get,
So
how
much.
do you deal with that? How do you deal with the rejection?
It's like, literally, when my agent messages me like, oh, we just got feedback, you didn't go your way, I just reply on to the next one.
Do you get feedback normally?
No, my agent usually push for feedback, yeah.
Wow.
And if
That's incredible.
They'll push,
doesn't
they'll
happen
push for
normally.
feedback, especially if it's a casting director that I've met before, if it's a casting director that they have a good relationship with. And oftentimes, sometimes you get generic feedback. It's like, oh, like he just wasn't right for the role. But sometimes you get really good detailed feedback. Like, we really loved what he did, like specific things that I did in the audition.
What was something specific that they've told you, and like as in feedback, that really changed something within you? Or within the way that you approach castings generally?
I don't think it was anything to change how I approach casting in general, but I think it was more an affirmation of that I'm doing the right thing, or that I'm going in the right direction. I think it was a casting director in the UK, and I did a tape, and then she called me in for a recall for the meeting with her, the producer and the director. And then as we were walking out, she was like to me, Kay, like, I really love that. Like, I got goosebumps. So then I was like, okay, cool, fine. She liked it. I could tell that the director was like, still unsure. And then I got an email like 2 weeks later to say I didn't get the role, but my audition in the room was her favorite take on the day.
Wow.
So that was nice feedback to hear. So it's kind of like my agent was like, look, Kay, like, it didn't go your way, but you did everything within your power that you could. And I guess with auditions, oftentimes it's you should win the room. If you win the room, because then you have another opportunity to get seen again. So then this was last year. So then this year I got an email. My agent got an email from that same casting director, and she wanted to see me for another project. And she's like, as you know, I've been eager to get Kay in the room again and to see him again. So I have this script. I'd love to see what he does with it. So I think my takeaway is always like, if you're able to win over the casting director, you'll always have another opportunity, because they'll remember you, and you'll be able to get seen again, even if it's not this role. They'll think about you for many other roles to come, and then they'll be fighting on your behalf already.
I love that
So before
much.
you even get before you get the audition.
So do you prefer in live auditions than self tapes, because you get to express, like, give your energy to the room?
Because you get to win the room, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely more convenient doing self-tapes, I guess, because you can do them anywhere. And I guess you can get to take as many takes as you want.
Yeah.
But I think there's a certain type of pressure that brings energy when you're in the room that you have to deliver.
You know what I always tell my friends, like, when they go to castings and stuff and they get very, like, nervous and upset whether they'll get the role or not, I always tell them, go to a casting with the mindset of, I want to go and make connections and meet new people, and hopefully, as you said, build a connection that in the future will get me called to another audition, rather than just going with the sole purpose of, I just want to get the role, I just want to get the role, I just want to get the role.
Yeah.
For sure you want to get the role, for sure you have to try your best to do that, but I feel like if you go with the mindset of creating the connection, I feel like it pays dividends in the long run way more.
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah, I agree.
For sure.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Okay.
I've got last word.
Go on.
Legacy.
Legacy. I like it. Generational, I guess.
Do you want to, like, leave some legacy with your acting, or you as
myself? I think as a person first. I think acting will be part of my legacy, but I think more so for me is about how I've impacted the younger generations after me, or what I've been able to leave behind for them.
I love
Okay,
that.
I have a very interesting question that just popped in my brain. Would you rather be famous right now as you're alive and then be forgotten when you're gone, or the opposite, whereas you're famous when you're gone and no one knows you when you're alive?
Ooh.
It's a difficult
But you're
one.
not interested in fame, no?
Definitely the second one, yes.
Really?
Like as in, fame comes as a byproduct of what we do, I think, now. And also fame is defined by different things, I guess. But in terms of being able to build whilst you're here and then leave that behind for the other people, I think that's way more powerful. And I'm way more interested in that than being famous now and being forgotten when I'm gone. Because then it's like, what was the purpose almost? What was the point of what you did?
Wow.
Yes, you might have touched people now, but how long? What's the longevity of it? So I guess my word for legacy is longevity.
Oh,
That's
okay.
a nice one.
That's so interesting.
You said you're indifferent with fame.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to know, why do you act?
I was just gonna ask that question.
We just
What's
have
wrong
the
with
same
you?
brain.
I told you.
I was like,
can tell you guys
when is
get
my
along.
moment to ask? Okay, thank you. You've done it.
Why do I act? What got me into acting was I was watching, I love Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Will Smith is like, for me, one of the best at what he does and how he does it. And I think just being able to make people laugh or make people smile or make people feel just by, and on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, it seemed like he was it seemed very natural. It seemed everything he did came quite natural to him in terms of like the moments of comedy that he found, the moments of like being big, or the moments of even of sadness. Like everything just came so natural, and I was like, I want to be able to make people feel something in that natural way. So that was kind of my inspiration, and then I kind of just fell in love with the craft, and I find it very therapeutic, to be honest with you. Like once I started doing classes and once I started really unlocking certain things within myself, I was like, this is insane. This is like, nothing gives me a feeling like acting. And I think being able to make other people feel emotions through your words, through your actions in that way is just,
That is
that's
what
so-
influence
yes.
is, honestly. When
Yeah.
they say someone's an influencer, that's what influence is
For
to me.
sure.
Yeah.
To be able to make someone feel.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You said that you studied. Did you study it in the UK? London?
Yeah, I studied in the UK.
Where did you go?
Well, I studied law at university. So then,
What?
Law. You studied law.
yeah, I studied law, and then I finished my undergrad degree. And whilst I was doing my degree, that's when I started acting classes. And it was weird. So like, okay, so I did some acting when I was 16, 17. So my cousin, I tell this story sometimes. My cousin that I lived with at the time, he was into like performing arts. He used to dance a lot. And his dad, my uncle, he used to send us he used to send him to these Saturday classes, and we're the same age. So he was like, "Look, go with him," and kind of like, just go with him.
Yeah.
Get out of the house on Saturdays.
Get out of the house.
But it was musical theatre that they did, and I wasn't into musical theatre at all. It didn't. I can't sing. I can't dance. It didn't do anything for me. So I left, and then the lady that ran that school, she called me when I was at university one time, like. I was in my second year of uni. I remember this. I was sitting on like the field. It was summer, and she was like, "Hey, do you remember me? It's Yvonne. I've got this little role in the Bill. The Bill was like a really popular UK police drama, and she was like, "You're gonna be playing a gang member," and I was like, "Not really interested." And she's like, "Well, it pays. I think it was paying like maybe between 150 to 200 a day." And I was like, "Okay, cool. I'm not doing anything anyway."
Yeah.
And it was filming over like 3 days. So I said, okay, that's a nice little paycheck. And then I went on set, and I saw how the set was working. I saw the camera setup. I saw like how the whole crew was coming together. I saw how things were just maneuvering around, and I was like, I just found it really interesting. And then I saw the finished product, and I was like, this was fascinating. I was just like, I just really enjoyed the process of being on set, seeing how cameras work, seeing how it goes from script to then coming to life to then being the finished product. So I was like, okay, let me just do more. Let me see
How old were you there?
I was 19, 20 at the time. So I was like, let me just see if I can do more of this, like what acting classes are out there. Then I went to a drama school called Identity.
I went there.
You went to
I went
Identity?
Oh, you went to the same drama school?
I think it's like I think
Everyone goes
Identity
there.
was a lot of people.
Was that after you studied law or during?
During, so
Okay.
I used to go to Saturday. I think it was Saturday classes, maybe like Thursday evening classes.
Yeah.
It was once a week.
It's like a part-time.
It was
sort of-
part-time drama school. It was like the first part-time drama school for the first black.
It's for
part-time
it
drama
was
school
part-time, and then it
at
became
the
like
time.
minorities.
Yeah, for
type of, like,
minorities. Yeah. For black and minorities at the
Yeah.
time. And it's opened the door for so many actors, like John Boyega went
Yeah,
there, like
Letitia
Letitia
Wright.
Wright,
Wow.
Malachi Kirby, Damson Idris. Like
Yeah.
a lot of people now that are doing really well started off there, or at some point passed through there, and a lot of actors in the
So
UK
many people
passed through that at one point, whether it's for a term, whether it's for a year, whether it's for 3 years. And I had a really humbling experience when I went there. Like,
Why?
Like Femi.
You had Femi.
I didn't have him, but
What's a Femi?
No.
Femi is the owner of the
director.
Okay.
What's a Femi?
Educate us here. We don't know what Femi is. Tell us more. We need more details.
No, Femi's the director, but
he owns he founded the school, and he's very direct.
Yeah.
He cuts out all the bullshit. He doesn't kind of sugarcoat things, which is great, which I love. And at the time, I approached acting from like I said, I studied law, so I approached things from quite a logical point of view, or from a quite pragmatic point of view. And I just used to just learn lines and say, if I can learn these lines, then I can act. I just need to learn the lines. I don't need to attach anything to it. And then had a very humbling experience, like I said, during an assessment, and he was just like, yeah, this ain't it. Like,
He said that. Pretty much
in a very short, wrapped up way, he said, yeah, this ain't it. Like,
This ain't it.
Oh.
forget about this kind of thing.
Well, did he say like forget about acting or forget about what you were doing in the moment?
Forget about coming back to this.
No, you're joking.
Oh
He was
my
like,
God.
you're not ready. He's like, you're not taking this serious. You're not ready. And looking back at it now, I didn't. Like, I wasn't prepared for the assessment. I tried to do an Othello monologue, and I thought because I learned the audition, or because I learned the lines for that scene, that I knew who Othello was. And he's like, so during my speech, he would stop me and he's like, have you actually read the play? And I was like, no, but I did my character breakdown. He's like, how can you do a character breakdown without reading the actual play? And I was like, well, I understand the scene. It's like, how can you understand the scene if you don't understand the whole play? And he just he made me understand. It's like, look, you can't just come here and do any willy-nilly kind of stuff. Like, this is a real thing. You've got to learn. You've got to dedicate time to the process of things. You have to understand your character from top to bottom. You have to understand your intentions from the start of the play to the end of the play, and what he's going through at the moment has to do with where he wants to get to at the end of the play and where he came from before this scene. And I was just like, okay.
That's the way to learn sometimes.
Yeah.
Harsh
Honestly,
through.
it was like I left that room and I was 20 years old, hadn't cried in years, and I left the room like teary-eyed, and I was like, okay, cool, fine.
See,
Inflection point.
Really, it was. And then I was like, the next time he sees me, he's gonna at least respect what I do. To
Yeah.
a point. And
what I'm curious about is so many people go through that as actors, and that usually breaks them, or it sets them up for success.
Literally.
Perseverance.
Perseverance.
So then I didn't get back into Identity, but then there was another drama school that was starting at the time, or that had
Which
just
one?
started, called Kingdom School of Arts.
Okay.
So I went to Kingdom School of Arts, and then
Wait, after that you left Identity?
I didn't get called back. I didn't get invited back.
Because that was like
It was an assessment to it was like end of term assessment. And it was kind of like, it was my first term there. I did maybe, I can't remember how many weeks, maybe it's 10 weeks. We did the 10-week assessment, and then it was to come back for the next term.
Okay.
You had an assessment. You either get moved up a class, you stay in the class,
Or you go down.
or you get told to leave.
Oh.
And
Yeah, you didn't go back.
I didn't get invited back, but then I went to Kingdom, and then but that day changed my whole.
Why?
It was just like, if I want to do this, because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed what I was doing, but I didn't really see any breakthroughs at the time.
Okay.
And then I was like, let me really take in what he said, and let me really start putting energy behind this.
I love
That's the
that.
best thing
And
that
then-
you could do after like rejection, or
Yeah.
like after someone telling you the harsh truth,
Yeah.
is looking at it that way. Because as I
Exactly.
said, so many people just get broken after that.
Yeah. No, it was
You said something super interesting earlier, that you got casted for your first role for a gang member,
Yeah.
and you didn't like the role because of what it was. Do you feel like you normally get typecasted a lot?
I don't. I mean, no. Actually, I think luckily there's been quite a big shift in the industry where now I'm being seen for all sorts of roles. Like,
I love that.
I mean, Vikings, for example.
Exactly.
I never, if you asked me what do you think the most outlandish role is for you to be able to play, I would have never said that I'd be in a show like Vikings.
That's
where
crazy. We need to
there's
know
been-
everything about that.
I want to know from the moment you
Everything.
went to the audition to the moment you
Yes.
got called the moment you got called for the audition to the moment you went to the moment you got chosen.
How did
to
you
the moment
feel?
that you were
Like,
on
that's
set.
huge.
Okay, so with Vikings, at the time, this was during COVID. So this was in 2021, I think it was, and so it was all self tapes. And my friend came to help me tape, and I had 2 tapes on the day, and I had another tape for another show, which I was way more interested in. I was like, I want to do this show.
What was the other one?
It was called The Nevers, I think it is. It's a show. It's kind of like a sci-fi-ish kind of like maybe period, not sci-fi, period, mystical kind of show. And I was like, okay, like I like this character. With Vikings, it wasn't even called Vikings. The audition script said Valhalla, and I was like, I don't even know what Valhalla is or what it means, but I saw the names in the script, and it read like I think in the audition script the name was like, it was a very like Viking sort of name, and I was like, they're not looking for a black person. But then the description was of a sub-Saharan African kind of fighter, warrior character who would kind of train with the other fighters, and who would kind of like help them. He would clean them up after they finished fighting. So kind of like a show fighter. And I was like, okay, like I'll do this tape. And it was a hot day in the summer. I was like to my friend, please just help me with these tapes. Like, and he was like, oh, I'm meant to be going out. It's like, I've got some champagne, have some champagne. I'll give you some drinks, and we'll do the tapes and stuff. And did the tape, sent it off. And then a couple of weeks later, my agent at the time messaged me, and he's like, Kay, they're really interested in you for the show. Like, nothing's confirmed yet, but like, I'll keep you posted. We should know more by the end of the week. And then I was at work on the Friday, and it's like lunchtime, maybe like 12:30 or something. And then he called me, and he's like, "Hey, where are you right now?" I was like, "I'm just at work." He goes, "Can you go somewhere to talk with?" And I was like, "Yeah, cool." Went into my car, sat down, and he was so excited. He was like, "Hey, man, you got it." It's like,
that's our favorite sentence ever. You got it.
Yeah, just listening to the story.
I was so.
Did
excited.
you cry?
No, I didn't.
No,
I didn't.
Did
cry.
you remember if what's her name? His name, Femi?
Femi.
Did you remember them at that time?
Moment?
No, I've seen Femi like a few times after that. I actually went back to Identity for another term. So I did Kingdom for like 2 years, and then did Identity for another term after that. Saw Femi in there, and like that's cool. Like we're on good terms. He said, I do remember you. He said, I don't know why, but I do remember you. But yeah,
you probably needed that at the time.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
As in like 100%. Like that was literally my main driving factor at the time.
Everything happens for a reason.
To carry on acting, yeah, for sure.
So then, how was the preparation process for Vikings? And
so then I had a meeting. I had a Zoom call with the showrunner Jeb Stewart at the time. So he had a Zoom call, spoke about the character a little bit, the character development, and I was like, is the character meant to be like big? It's like yeah, kind of. It's like, do you want me to put on some weight for it? It's like can you do that? Can you put on some? Can you get some muscle for it? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like because I like a challenge. So I was like, yeah, sure, like I'll do that for the role. And so I got to Ireland, and
where was it? What was the shoot?
In Dublin.
Okay.
So got to Ireland, and then I started training. So then first of all, the opening scene for my character is like a big fight scene. So they were like, cool. If that's your entrance to the series, we want you to come across as like this menacing kind of posture, stature. So I had a lot of stunt rehearsals with Leo, who plays Harold in the show. And I looked up the characters initially. Obviously, I saw a picture of him, and he's very English-looking, kind of like posh-looking boy. But when I met him, I was like, this guy's a fucking beast. Like,
really?
Wow.
He's huge. Like, he's very sweet, very like amazing guy. But he's just big. Like, he's just like the stunt team kept calling him a specimen because he's good at fighting. He's good at like stunts. He's good at every sport.
That's
wow.
He's a musician. He's an artist. Like he can do everything.
Yeah,
so I was just like,
you're like,
okay. I need to
step up my game.
Yeah. So I started going to the gym more. I started going to the gym twice a day.
Wow.
I was training with the stunt team, And they were all really supportive. We got into the routine quite quickly, found our rhythm quite quickly, and because it was during COVID, it was not in the heat. It wasn't like 2020, but it was 2021. So we had to keep in our bubbles basically. So that year, that first season that I joined them, we actually spent a lot of time together amongst ourselves. We would kind of meet up in the park. I think the first weekend I got there, we did Vikings Olympics in the park kind of thing. So like they organized like some traditional Vikings games that we played. All got to know each other. We'd have food together. A lot of us stayed in the same building. Everyone had their apartment, and we would kind of like have dinners together.
Wow.
That's
have
nice.
drinks,
I
and
feel like
it was
it's so
really
important to have that aside from set, because then when you're creating relationships with the people that you work with,
with friends.
yeah, you go to set and it's not like super like, hi, my name is Rahab and nice to meet you. And it's more like casual and more friendly, and you
100%.
understand each other better.
Yeah.
The chemistry is even better.
It definitely helped to build the chemistry between all of the cast members. And
how long was the filming process?
it was like a month. It was 4 months, I believe. Yeah, so we were there from.
Wow.
Did you enjoy the
July.
experience?
I loved it. Like it was, and it was. I've been on bigger sets before, but nothing quite like that. Like, and it was
Huge production.
It was a huge production, and the crew was so well oiled and well gelled because they did the original Viking series as well. So they all knew each other. It was like a family for them. For the crew, it was like a family. You go to the studios, you meet everyone. It's just it was very welcoming. It was fun.
I love
And that particular year, it was like one of the nicest summers that they've had in a while. So it was like it was just nice. Like, I mean, some of the scenes we filmed were meant to be in the winter, and it was like our storyline, the storyline that I was involved in, went through the winter and reached a hot place in the summer. But we filmed it from summer into winter. So like during the hot days, we were like, I was wearing a coat, like a sheep skin coat that was weighed like 13 kilos. We were like layered up, 4 layers up, and they would create this scenery of like being in the snow in the middle of the summer kind of thing. It's like hot outside, the sun's shining, but everywhere around you looks like it's like we're meant to be on ice. People could ask me, where did you guys go to film this? Like, it must have been freezing, and I was like, it was actually boiling. In between takes, like everyone would just like take off all of their clothes,
I
like
can
sweating,
imagine.
sitting there in shades, like just
Wow.
But no, it was fantastic.
That's
like, it was
Do
amazing.
you remember any like cool stories from set, or like really like weird stories from set that happened, like at the top of your head?
a few, yeah.
You
Can you
share it.
share?
It was like a fight scene, loads of extras around. Everyone's like high energy. Things do still go wrong. Like in one of the fight scenes we did, ended up getting punched in the mouth. Like it was again nothing serious, but it worked for the take because it's real, and you're in the moment. You're like,
Oof.
just got punched in the face. There's
Yeah.
blood. Carry on.
Oh,
Yeah.
was the blood?
Yeah, so you
Wow.
just carry on.
But being able to carry on is such a talent,
Yes, as
honestly.
well.
because you can't.
You're in the scene. You're like,
Yeah.
you have to carry on
You're in
doing
the scene, and you're almost like
Use
you-
it.
for a millisecond. You think, do I stop? But then they have to redo the scene. But
Nah.
then it's like 100 extras. So it's like you think about I think about the cost of how much does it cost to reset this.
It's crazy how much like each scene costs because of
Each
extras.
scene costs
and-
because of
yeah.
time, I guess.
Yeah.
Because time is money, I guess. And,
That's so true.
Wow.
and yeah, so that was
crazy.
interesting experience.
Go on.
You've got a question?
No,
You
no,
seem like
I've got a question.
go on.
You've got a question?
I've got a question. What was your most interesting scene to film together?
Oh,
That's-
well. Which one did we do together? That was
I think the well scene was quite.
the well scene and the one where I kidnapped your baby.
Oh, that one. That
Kidnapped
one.
your best friend's
Yeah,
baby.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, that was a really good scene.
Tell him about
I mean, I didn't really kidnap. I in the series I lost my baby. I had a miscarriage.
Miscarriage. Okay.
And she had the baby. So at the same time we were pregnant. Obviously I lost mine, she had it. So I was in a bit of a like depressive state of mind.
And so she got attached to my child.
I got really attached to her child. And then one day she had some news, so she had to run out of the house.
And I forgot my
she
child.
forgot the child inside with the door open, right?
Got your child.
Yeah.
It was a period drama, you know.
Yeah.
At that time, babies were just neglected, and it's fine.
Nothing's gonna happen.
Nothing's
They'll
gonna
survive.
happen.
Okay.
So then I heard the child crying, and I saw the door open. So I took care of the child just to like make sure that she was fine until Khawla came back. And then
Khawla's my character's name.
Yeah.
she came back and she couldn't find the child, so she went crazy.
Yeah.
Like she went crazy. I think we're gonna put this like a little clip
A little
of this
bit
scene
of the
here.
scene. Yeah.
And then when she went and found that I had the child, basically she lost it.
Yeah.
And
Because why? Because you hit the child, or did you? Or
no, I
you
was just taking care of the
So-
child, but she thought everyone, because in the series I'm British,
Okay.
and so
And it was made in the 1939.
Set in the 1930s.
Yeah,
okay.
1939 Ras
Yeah.
Al Khaimah. And at that time, the British were basically like all over the place.
like in the whole world, basically.
Yeah, in the whole world.
So they weren't very liked by
Yeah.
the people.
And in the series, like the people of Ras Al Khaimah were against having British, but then Khawla, my character, was very open to like accepting new cultures and very curious,
Yeah.
way ahead of her time.
Yeah.
So imagine someone telling you all the time that this person is a bad person, this person is a bad person, and then suddenly when there's an action that backs up this thought, you're like khalas.
Everything
Yeah,
khalas.
khalas means
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
done.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
That's my favorite word.
Yeah.
That's picked up in Dubai.
This is the first time we get to ask a question by a guest, so thank you for asking us.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
So yeah, that was a very, very, very emotional
Intense,
scene, tense
yeah.
scene. I had to speak in Arabic. She had to like cry and be very, very like vulnerable. So it was a lot of like back and forth and emotions, and it was a very strong scene. And then we
Yes.
did another one at the Dwell,
Yeah,
where she had to like go down to pick up some water
in a well.
and inside of the well, and then the well fell on top of her.
Yeah, that was the more recent one.
Yeah, that was like
And
this
it-
season.
I'll show you the BTS of it
Yeah.
later. I
Okay,
have
fine.
a video. I just
Nice.
made
Yeah.
it on the social
What, are
media.
you allowed to talk about this? scene?
Yeah,
It's
we're
out,
done.
it's
It's out.
out.
It's out,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
fine.
it's
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
It's out.
Cool.
But it's always fun to work with her because, you know, when imagine like working with your best friend. Best friend. That's exactly how it is. And then like you kind of know when she gets nervous, when she gets, for example, in it, completely in it, I just know that, okay, this is her feeling that way now. I'm very
Yeah.
aware of it. So it's nice. Have you ever worked with a friend before?
I've worked with a friend that we used to do some skits together. So
Okay.
like short form skits, but not in a professional production.
Yeah.
No, not yet.
It's
So
fun.
that's, yeah, I'm
The
looking
first
forward to it.
time when I went on set, I was so nervous because I just literally got casted 2 days before.
Oh really?
And then I had to like learn Arabic for the series.
That's crazy.
And so I went to set and I was literally like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
I'm so nervous. And then I saw her. She was like, I finally realized who was going to be my best friend in the series. And she was like, I've got you, anything you need. Like she, like the way she is, she was the same in the series. And she held me throughout the whole series. So it was like,
Nice.
honestly, it's like an angel from the sky falling
Nice.
down,
My baby.
helping me and everything. So yeah, it was an amazing experience.
And I always get so happy when I find people who are not like me, but that I connect with on set.
Yeah.
Because for me, going to set, like it's different for so many people, but for me, it's like I like to have fun and I like to play and I like to, you know, learn as much as I can. So if I can connect with you on set, that means I've won a friend even outside of this. So it was the same one. As soon as I met her, you know, when there's an instant connection,
Yeah.
you're like, that person is gonna be my friend and they don't have a say in it.
Fine. Nice.
Yeah.
How did you get cast in it, and how did you get cast in it? What was the casting process?
Now
like
it's a
previous?
reverse interview.
yeah, literally. Do you want to start?
I've known the director. I've worked with him before.
Okay.
And then he came to the UAE and he had this series. So as soon as he came, he was like, I want Rahab to do an audition. And I didn't take that for granted. I was like, I'm auditioning and so is everyone else. It's true that he's worked with me,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to take it
course.
as something that is like, oh, he's worked with me, he's going to choose me.
Yeah.
So then I gave it my all. I went to the audition. And you know when you do these auditions and you're like, I don't care if I get the role or not. I know I did a goddamn good audition.
Yeah.
So that's how I felt with my audition. I just really felt it. And
Yeah.
I got the call that
That's
I
amazing.
got.
Were you in Egypt or were you in Dubai at the time?
No, I was born and raised here, so I'm based
Okay,
here.
fine.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And you were in London
I was
at the
here on
time?
holidays.
When you got
Yes.
How did you? How did
My
you deal with
age,
it?
I was on holidays, like having some dinner, and my agent called me. She was like, Billy, how quickly can you learn Arabic? And I was like, I don't think it's the right time now.
But you were taking classes.
I was taking classes
so
already.
she
fine.
basically manifested it.
Okay, fine. Okay, good.
And she was like, how quickly can you learn? I was like, it depends how long it is. And it was like quite a long scene. I was like, well, I'll learn it tonight. So I went back and I spent the whole night like up learning the Arabic. I woke up the day after, I recorded the scene, I sent it to the director, and the director was like, I'm sorry, but this is not good enough. So I was like, I'm not gonna take a no for an answer. So I did it like 2-3 times until he was like, okay, this is good.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then
how did you even get the chance to do that? Like, did you send it to the director directly, or
no,
agent?
with the agent, through the agent. She was like, I'm sorry that he doesn't think it's good. Like, do you want to do it again? I was like, yeah, of course.
Nice.
So I was at the pool at the time and at the hotel, and I like literally went to speak to an Arabic girl that was sitting there. I was like, hi, this is very random, but I've got an audition in Arabic. Can you please help me record the lines?
That's so cute.
And she was like, yeah, okay, that's amazing. So she recorded it, and then I like played it on over and over and over just to like get the sentences right.
I never knew this.
Yeah.
So she's your angel also.
She's my angel also.
Whoever
I've got so
she
many
is,
angels.
thank you,
Yeah.
honestly.
Nice.
And so then I recorded it again, and then he was like, okay, this is good now. Can you come to meet me? And it was in Ras Al Khaimah, so another Emirate. So I went there, and he was like, you're on board. Can you stay in
And
Dubai?
he's so chill about it. Like,
Yeah. And I was like, can you stay in Dubai? I was like, I've only got like a holiday suitcase, so I need to go back to Dubai, change it, and then I'll come back. He was like, okay.
Oh, you wanted to stay in Ras Al Khaimah at the time?
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, that's not gonna happen. But I literally went back to Dubai, and the same day I flew back.
Wow.
2 days before shooting. So that's why I basically recorded the whole season without speaking Arabic and like just day by day going with the lines. Yeah.
Wow.
and you did amazing. She did amazing. It's like so challenging
Yeah.
to learn a new language, let alone learn a new language and then act act with it. It's
It was so fun,
incredible.
though. I loved it.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Did you have an accent coach or like a vocal
Yes,
coach
I had
on set?
not on set, online.
Online, okay.
Yeah.
But did they provide it? Did you have to find it
No,
yourself?
I found it.
Wow. Okay.
Because I hope they're not watching this. But
Can you tell me off screen?
I basically had to say that my Arabic was good
Okay, fine.
to get the role.
Fine.
And
Oh, so that's what it... Okay, fine.
I mean,
So
let's
then
be
they
honest.
didn't think you needed
didn't think-
Let's be
Yeah.
honest, we all lie about things in our resume, whether we're actors or not. Like, we all, like, they're like, do you horse ride? Yeah, I horse ride.
Yeah. Have you
I've
ever
never-
lied for one of these roles?
No, I haven't. So the horse riding thing, I've put it on my CV, but because during Vikings they taught me how to do. Well, I say they taught me. I said I had 4 lessons, maybe 4 or 5 lessons. So I was like, I'm putting it on my CV because I can technically ride a horse. Like take a few steps on a horse and like gallop a little bit. But if when it comes down to it, they would always still train you to
Of
ride
course.
a horse, but
Yeah.
they need to know that you're comfortable
Yeah.
on and around a horse.
That's so
That's
true.
the main thing. Have I lied about? No, I mean, no. I put skills on things that I've actually done before. Maybe I lie about the proficiency level of it.
Yeah.
So even for this film,
Okay, tell us about that from the
City
beginning.
of Life too.
City
You're
of
shooting
Life
City
2.
of Life too. That's why you're
Yes.
here in Dubai.
Yes. So the audition came through in again late last year, and they were looking for a Nigerian guy who speaks Yoruba, which is one of the native languages in Nigeria, and they wanted to see a scene done in English and Yoruba, and in broken English, I think it was maybe. So like pidgin English. So then
Pigeon English?
Pidgin English, that's what they call it. It's like
Like the bird.
yeah, pigeon like the bird.
What?
In Nigeria, pidgin English is it's broken English. It's kind of like a slang, and it's like
So that's
it's almost like its own language actually.
really?
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
almost like its own language. Like
I can't
I've
wait to
never
watch
heard
it because I want to know what that sounds like.
I've
yeah,
never heard that.
me and another character in the film kind of have like a bit of a pigeon exchange. But
Okay.
pigeon is like when you come offline, research pigeon. Like BBC has a pigeon segment, so like there's BBC Pigeon
What?
in Nigeria,
never knew
and
that.
they'll
I've
speak
never
and
heard
they
of that.
speak. I'll show you guys the Instagram after, and they just talk in pigeon English. You'd understand it, you'd be able to make sense of it, but it's a completely different language
Oh
almost.
wow.
Wow.
So then I had my good friend who I also audition with often. She's fluent at Yoruba, so she kind of I told her, look, I've got this audition, I need you to translate these lines for me into Yoruba. So she went and did it in a really long form. Her mum helped her as well, And I got it back and I was like, this is too long. I'm not going to be able to learn all of this.
Yeah.
So then we shortened it a little bit and I was like, still not going to be able to do all of this. So I shortened it again, but then I basically did my audition. I did it in all English with a Nigerian accent. And then I did it mixing Pidgin, Yoruba and English together.
Smart.
Wow.
So then I did some lines in Yoruba, some lines in Pidgin, some lines in just normal, some lines in character. And it works because it is kind of natural to kind of flow in between those things.
Yeah.
Did the tape, sent it off, didn't hear anything back, but I looked, when I first saw the script, I was like, I would really love to do this, because I was like, I'd been thinking about the Dubai film industry, like, throughout the year.
Really?
Yeah. I've been thinking
Before you got the role, so you also manifested
You
it.
manifested it.
Like,
What is up with us?
Honestly,
Yes.
I was speaking to some people, I was like, I really want to explore the UAE like that. I don't know what they have there, I don't know if they have anything there, but I was more exploring it from, like, production wise. I was like, how can I get involved in the UAE from a production standpoint? And then I was like, but what about the film industry? It's the film industry. Are they doing many films? Are there even agents out there? What's it like? So then when I got the script, I was like, okay, cool. This would be fun. This would be a way to kind of explore the industry as well. Came early January this year. Got a call from my agent to say that Ali was interested. He wants to see a couple more scenes. Did a couple more scenes and then got the role. And it was like, again, that one was like I let out like a real sigh of relief, because last year was a really quiet year. I don't know how it was for you guys, but it was so quiet.
Yeah.
And then I didn't have, I booked a job early last year, a small job, and then I did a theatre play in America, but it just felt...
How did you deal with the quiet moments? Do you have like something that you like...
Yeah, I have other things that I do in between.
But like, you mean like work-wise?
Yeah.
How do you deal emotionally when you're not getting work?
Because
that's something that we are like constantly trying to put in practice.
Yeah.
So what's your technique?
I'm interested in both, actually. I'm interested in what you do aside from acting for work and then also emotionally, as she said.
So they kind of go hand in hand. I think emotionally, like I said, because I came from I studied law, I've always kind of been interested in other things like outside of acting, and I feel like acting is something that I love doing, and it's something that I would do, I used to say, without getting paid, and I think that still stands true. There's some acting roles I would take just for the experience, just to see if it's a film with Denzel, I would take that for free just to watch him act, literally, just to kind of learn and soak that experience in. But it's something that I can see myself getting up for at 5 a.m. in the morning, and I don't mind being on set till whatever time it may take, because I enjoy it, I love it. There's other things that I also am passionate about, and I like building things. I like kind of like exploring things. I like starting businesses and seeing how it goes, kind of thing. And so what I do on the side, I have a members club, actually. It's a virtual members club for over 25-year-olds, and that me and my friends started. And we do live music events. Ooh. We do brunches, day parties. It's quite popular here in London. There's not that many companies that do it well. And I've been doing that for the last 3 years, almost 4 years now. Beforehand, I used to do a lot of hospitality events, but like high clients kind of thing, like with fashion brands or working with alcohol brands and kind of like being an ambassador for certain alcohol brands. I always used to do jobs that allow me to travel a lot.
Yeah.
So in between, if I was auditioning, I would often, anytime I travel, I take my tripod with me and my camera, for example.
Yeah.
And I always find myself having at least one audition when I'm away. So like, I don't really get in an emotion. I don't allow myself to get in an emotional state of like, fuck, I haven't worked in so long, or like it hasn't, like I'm not working at the moment. It just more feels like, cool, like this. I now have time to do other things whilst my other role is preparing itself for me, kind of thing.
Yeah. I love it. Good mentality.
And I say that though, but I think this, like last year, towards the end of last year, was the first time that I actually felt a little bit like, what's going on? And I think it's maybe because I had a few years of consistently working and doing
Vikings.
Like doing Vikings, I did another
I'm
film.
Pilot.
Second?
I Am a Pilot?
I Am Pilot. That was a short film actually. I did that in COVID. I did that
Yeah.
before Vikings actually.
Oh,
But I did another film I filmed a film in Austria, 2023. It's coming out.
so it's
end
been
of
a
this
few years of a lot of work, and
Of-
then
of good
suddenly
work
a
and
year
then-
of no
and then
work,
a
and
year
it's
of
like
no work.
something you're not used to.
Yeah, something. It's not even something I'm not used to because I was used to it beforehand. But it's something that I got used to getting jobs, and and you know you kind of get into a rhythm of like, okay, well, you've done this, so now you must be able to get this, and now you must be able to get that. But I think there was obviously the whole industry kind of was in a place of distortion last year, following on from the strikes that affected it, like that happened in LA, the writer strike and then the actor strike. And so yeah, it was a quiet year, kind of all round, and as mad as it sounds, or as bad as it sounds, it's like hearing that other people also weren't working was a bit more comforting
relief.
because
Yeah.
relief, 'cause
But,
it's like
yeah.
it's like, okay, it's not just me that's
Yeah.
not working. There's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with you. And then I had a meeting with my agent like a week before I got the call for City of Life. I had a meeting with my agents and I sat down with them and I was like, look, is there anything I need to do differently in my tapes? Is there anything that I can do more of? Or what else can I do? And they were like, okay, your tapes are great. Like, you're doing the right thing. Like, you're getting callbacks. Casting directors enjoy your work. There's nothing more that you can do. It was just a weird year. Trust me, this year will be better.
Yeah.
And
A week later, literally,
You're in Dubai shooting City of Life too.
Yeah.
And you're the lead of it, right?
Yeah.
One of the leads.
One of the
Yes.
leads.
Yeah, one
How
of the leads.
incredible is that?
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's a real blessing. Honestly,
That's
like,
amazing.
I'm grateful.
I'm really excited to watch. Honestly, I think it's
so
gonna look
excited.
amazing.
Like meeting the writer, and
Yeah.
it just like I feel like I have a more rounded
Really good energy towards it.
vision
no, the
towards it,
film-
and I'm excited to watch it.
It's good.
I feel like we could be talking with you for like hours, but we
Right?
unfortunately need to like wrap it up. Before we finish, I wanna hear your insights into how do you see the industry here evolving, and are you thinking to move here now that you've got this movie coming up?
So I definitely think that the industry here is going to be evolving. It is evolving already. It's changing. It's definitely a place that I would like to do more work in. I think because it's at such a grassroots level, the industry here, it's there's a lot of opportunity to help being involved in how it's shaped and helping to develop it and playing an influence in what kind of stories get told. And I think there will be a lot of interest from outside filmmakers, from foreign filmmakers that are going to want to come and make films here. And yeah, I'm looking into how I can spend more time here.
Amazing.
For sure. Yeah. So I hope that's
It'll be exciting to have you here.
Yeah.
We'll hang out inshallah, and we'll talk more about films, and
Yes.
we'll talk for hours and hours.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, you won't be here because we only have limited time here, but if this does very well, I'm always open to like bringing a guest
course,
twice,
definitely,
you know,
definitely.
if the people want it, if the people want to see that guest again. Okay, to wrap up, we always end up with 2 questions in the episode. You want to go?
No, you go on. You started.
What is one thing you wish you would tell your younger self?
One thing I wish I told my younger self.
Knowing what you know now.
Everything happens for a reason. Trust the process.
I love that.
I love that
Yeah.
so much. Go on, ask the second.
And the second one is, what is one thing that you will like to tell the world?
One thing I would like to tell the world. Believe in yourself. Have faith. Anything is possible when God is involved.
Oh,
You've heard him?
Yeah.
That's so nice.
thank you, Kayode.
Thank you so much.
This is
Thank
really fun.
you.
This
It's
is
cool.
so fun.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah.
Well, it was an amazing episode, as you guys have seen. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this episode with anyone who you feel like is going to resonate with it. And comment your thoughts down below. Who are the guests that you want to have? Do you have any thoughts on his story? Do you have any questions you want to ask? And do you want him for a second episode?
This is Raha Balatar,
And this is Billy Bots.
and I'll see you next week. Bye.